Good morning, everybody. It's Monday, so you know it's time for another main account Monday. We're here, we are preparing for a CVC, and we are preparing to finish this fusion, which we're going to take and pull during CVC. Now, most of this video is going to be our 2x ancient summon session from last Friday, and then as well as our bonus Altar of Soul pulls from last Tuesday. But before I do that, I just wanted to give you a quick account of where we're at. Champion Training Tournament just went live 4 hours ago. We have done none of it. We have a Dungeon Divers event that we're probably going to be able to wrap up yet today. We're going to have to throw a bunch of multi-battles in on the Ice Golem, which is fine. It's not a terrible dungeon to farm. You know, you do get some good Hydra gear sets in there. But we already have this maxed out, but we'll just probably try to push it up the rest of the way. Try to get this epic book, I suppose, even though I don't have a huge need for it. But I guess getting first place won't be the end of the world if I'm able to. Okay, there is a tag team tournament going on live, so I got to try to squeeze those fights in today if I am able to, because I'm a little bit behind, but I don't think I've used all of my keys today. Otherwise, folks, that's about where we're at. So once we finish these events that haven't been finished, really just these three, we are going to be champ training up all of our Lazairs, if I can find them. Void rares. No, void rares. Yeah, so we have a pretty good amount of them. We've been leveling them up through the training grounds, so that a lot of them have a pretty good start, so we can start really hammering these out, and we'll have a big video, or we'll have a big chance to really rack up some points in CVC, so maybe we'll finally win one. Otherwise, folks, enjoy the summon session for the souls and the ancient shards. But what we have here is a very special thing going on, and that is boosted summons from the Altar of Souls. So it's super early in the morning, and I am here to record this before I leave for my trip, as I am a degenerate, must get in the content that I can get in. Looks like there's nothing to buy. We have a couple soul stones, though, that we can swoop up, and we got about 90 of them, folks. Now, I particularly love pulling these because it refreshes what I'm able to buy in the market. Let's take a look and see what we have here. You know, realistically, this all looks fairly good. Not sure if there is another Fire Knight champion, and maybe one too. I think just having Zinogre's fine. Wallmaster's a Hydra champion. Trunda, obviously a Hydra champion also. Yeah, I'm pretty content with this list. Let's dive right into it. Okay. So, boosted for 6-star, I think only. So we're hoping out of 89 or whatever we got, we have a pretty good shot at getting something big. Some of those higher level rare ones we do like to keep as well. Just every now and then you have a spot in Curse City. Ooh, that's going to be a new one. I might already have a soul for him, but I actually have neither of these champions. I skipped this fusion and immediately regretted it. But we have souls. Sometimes these souls are just the best way for me to progress my account. And sometimes you just get a random guy like, you know, Mabello, he's just going to help you push into Curse City. Right now, I feel like we're not getting jack. All right. I don't think it's boosted odds for rarity, just 6-star. Mignana, I don't have her. And really, let's be honest, it's mostly the legendary ones. 1-star Trunda, I think we already have that. Give me my boosted rates, folks. I don't think I've hit a 6-star yet. And if I don't get a 6-star out of 90 shards, that is about to be a travesty. But basically, all these other ones, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, we do use and just throw on the champions as we get them for epics. And then I should be able to fit in 39 more pulls. And if we can't, we might just buy some space. Come on. I think we just already saw that we have that. All right. I've rarely felt like I've gotten through one of these and had like a great pull session from this. Most of the souls that I've gotten have come through purchasing them, has been my experience. So if you're kind of a grinder, I would suggest that being your route. 2-star Siffy is good, but ours is 5-star. We've built her up to that point. 2-star Siffy might be one I hang on to just in case we happen to get a second, because I would build a second Siffy. Grow Hack Mythical. Okay. Nias. So we're hoping to get a little bit more from the Immortals, given that we haven't really gotten, like, ooh, okay. So there's our 6-star finally, I guess, right? We've gotten a couple 6-star rares, it looks like, but those are pretty unimpactful. Honestly, this is a pretty unimpactful one, but those 6-star champions, I do tend to just level them up strictly for the Awakened stages in Curse City. But you just get so many of these stones that I guess getting an average rate of like 10 points per is just going to have to be good enough for us. Okay. All right. Here we go. Give me something big. Been getting a lot of 1-star Nias. And even the epics, there's not a particular one that I really want. Oh my god. Snake Track, get out of here. I don't even have him. Popping up like 4 times. So we're going to have to, obviously, off camera, go and do some serious cleansing of the old account. Alright. I'd say mildly disappointing. There wasn't anything where look, we got like 3 snake checks. There wasn't anything where I was like, oh my god, we absolutely killed it. Alright folks, I've likely fast forwarded in time from Tuesday, the soulstone pulls, to today, where we're here for some shard pulls. We're completing the shard pulls for the Champion Chase tournament. I think I have everything else done. Fire Knight, I actually put about 175, maybe a little bit more, multi-battles in on one day to complete the Dungeon Divers. I thought I was in risk of not completing. I was going to be pretty disappointed. But I was able to get the previous Dungeon Divers. I think I have this artifact enhancement done. And so I've gone and just moved a few things around, and I got a good amount of space. So 120, and I think I don't have too much more than that, so hopefully we don't need. Now it is a 10x Harima, which is great because one, Harima, fantastic champion that I do not have, but then also, anything good in here? Nope. But also additionally, we do have a 4-star soul for her. So that would be a pretty big snag. So we're really hoping we can hit that. We're hoping to, with the 2x, hit a lot of epics that we could empower. There's just a pretty big hopeful day. So I'm hopeful that we hit that. Besides Harima, second Newt, or a Prince Kaimar would be great. Let's start out with the temple. All right, so it's been a little while since we've had a larger summon session, but as you know, oh my gosh. Well, I guess we got one. A Geo, we can empower that, but holy cow, right off the bat, just a big whopping nothing. It's supposed to be a 2x, was my understanding. That does not look like 2x. I was kind of secretly hoping we might be able to pull enough shards. Oh my gosh, what the heck is going on? Because I was secretly hoping I'd be able to pull enough shards to maybe get up to these upper tier rewards, but right now it doesn't even look like we'll get the first thing. My 2x rewards, or my 2x pulls for between the Void account and this account have been rough so far. Holy cow. So there's 20 of them. Okay, there we go. Or at least give us those epics so we get the points for. There we go. This is what a 2x should look like. All right, that's what I like to see. That's what I like to see. I don't think we saw anything good in there, but points-wise, I'm kind of most concerned about that until we can maybe get a Lego. All right. Dang, man. because it's like 18%. So theoretically, you should be getting about 2 or so of those each temple. All right, there we go. Give me another epic or a Lego in here. Okay, okay. All right. So far, nothing that I'm seeing. I've heard Tarshan's actually not half bad of a champion. I've just never used him. I think I might have a +2 one already. Okay, we're getting more pulls that are 340s. One epic pulls than not. Okay, who do we got? What do we got? A Manana. I don't know. I don't have her. I do have a soul for her, I believe. I don't even know what she does. Okay, all battle speed. Places, or attacks one enemy. Places a 15% continuous heal buff on the ally with the lowest HP for 2 turns. Attacks one enemy, heals this champion and the ally with the lowest HP by 30% of this champion's max HP. That's good. It has a 75% chance of placing a 100% heal reduction debuff and a leech debuff on all enemies for 2 turns. This debuff cannot be resisted if Coronar is on the same team. Okay. Heals all allies by 40% of their max HP, can't speak, and then places a black debuffs on them for 2 turns. If this champion is fully healed by this skill, also places a shield buff on them for 2 turns equal to 25% of this max HP. And the passive fills the turn meter of all allies by 20% and heals them by 20% of this champion's max HP when this champion is killed, and then revives this champion with 75% HP when killed if Coronar is on the same team with a 4-turn cooldown. Well, I'll be honest, at first I was like, oh my gosh, quite a stinker, but I think there are some uses for her considering we don't have... She's a pretty cool looking champ too. Considering honestly, we don't need her. Most champions we just straight up don't need, so that's pretty much par for course here. But I will say this one right here is pretty juicy because in rotations where we can use her against Amius, that it seems like it would be pretty helpful. The heal reduction is big, and it's kind of a hard debuff to find on a champion that's high quality. Yeah, so I'm not sure, like, can we use... It doesn't look like we could use her this rotation, but she is a champion who is definitely usable for Amius of Lunar Archon. So, I mean, in that own right, that is a W. So, let's see where we're at. We're going to probably pull all of our shards, honestly. We'll go ahead and collect all those rewards. It's a 2x. It's worth it. Alright, let's keep on. We got 50 shards. Let's see what we can do here. Alright. Probably just going to pay a bunch of blues right after pulling a legendary, right? That's so brutal. I feel like my shard pull luck on camera has been pretty poor. I've had one video where we kind of popped off a long time ago. Oh! A whole string. I hear he's good for Fire Knight, but beyond that... I'm not sure. Okay, 1 enemy 2 times if it's under a Veil or Perfect Veil buff. Each hit has a 50% chance to decrease the target's turn meter by 15%. So you can decrease 30% turn meter if in the right comp, and then places a 50% increase attack for 2 turns if it's critical. I mean, that's a pretty good A1. Okay, if the target, a 3-hitter, if the target is under a Hex debuff, each hit will ignore 25% of the target's defense. Will ignore a further 25% of the target's defense if they are also under a decreased speed. Okay, and then we'll ignore an additional 25% if they are from Bannerlord's Knight's Rev. Alright. Okay, and then 4-hitter at random. Each hit has a 75 up to 100% chance of placing a Hex for 3 turns and a big decreased speed for 2 turns. And if it's a Bannerlord or a Knight Rev, it can't be resisted. Each hit also has a 75% chance to steal 25% of the target's turn meter if the target is from those same factions. Steals 50% of the turn meter instead, and then places a Perfect Veil. So what I'm hearing out of this is you use this ability, and then it activates, makes both of these really good. Actually, he seems pretty good. as of right now, he kind of seems a bit like a vault champion to me, but I could see a use for him in a Fire Knight team for sure. We do have passive. If this champion attacks a target under a hex debuff and a decreased speed, it places a perfect veil on him. Will not activate when counterattacking, and then also increases this champion's. Yeah, I bet you he smacks, absolutely smacks up the Fire Knight. Absolutely smacks up. So that's cool. So he'd be a bit of a pet project, I think. Because I have a Fire Knight hard 10 team that's operating just fine, but he could increase the speed of that team potentially. We'd have to see, because he doesn't bring a freeze, so Fire Knight hard might be hard to get him in there for him. Okay, a whole lot of nothing. All right, so really the best time to pull on a 2X is when you're far from Mercy. Oh my gosh, 2 of these? So I did get 2 legendaries. But I still am feeling like the pulls were average at best. Okay, we're back. We have exactly 15 spots available. We're hoping to get to that legendary book, so that means we need about 1,000 out of these next 2 10 pulls. Or out of this 10 pull. And 5s. Let's do the 5 first. All right, we got a lot of those epic empowerment. It's kind of hard, or a bit of a disaster, to try to find the epics, I feel like, that you're trying to upgrade. I'm not sure. Maybe it's just me. Maybe there's a faster way that I just don't know, but with the faction guardians and everything going on with it, it just seems maybe more complicated than it needs to be. Maybe if you could just click on a champion and then have in the tavern and click empower instead of having to go through that separate screen, scroll and scroll and scroll and hope you get. Okay, so we got epic out of that, so we probably need in the realm of 750. So about 3 epics will do for us is what we're hoping for here. Or legendary would be kind of cool too. Really bad, this can be just a whole lot of nothing, isn't it? Okay. All right, my guess is we're just a hair short. A hair short. Alright, about 80. 80 short, and I really don't want to mystery shard that. Okay, so what we can do is... Man, we might... You know what? Actually, folks, I think we're just going to mystery shard this. Okay, well, that should be the whole video. Hopefully you enjoyed seeing the whole string and as well as the Mignana added to the account. Hopefully we can find a spot for them, but I'll just have to kind of add them to the list of champions. Otherwise, nothing really new. Folks, have a great week, and I'll see you back later this week for Sully Voids. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you on the other side.